Okay, so 2020, it's the first Tesla Taxi update of the year. We got this red Performance Model 3 P3D just before Christmas, and we've had a chance to give it a good run in the last few weeks. Just wanted to make this video to kind of recap what we achieved in 2019 as far as Tesla Taxi rentals and as far as Tesla as a company, which obviously has no direct relationship with us. So Tesla back in April of 2019 had their Autonomy Day presentation where they displayed, released and demoed their new computer, which was I think around about 20 to 50 times faster than the previous computer that they had. So this car has that new AP3 computer in it, and it's very, very good at self-driving. There are some times that you do have to intervene. Obviously it doesn't recognise roundabouts in Australia yet or traffic lights. Just before Christmas Tesla released the update to let the American cars see traffic lights, but obviously as our traffic lights here in Australia are a bit different, that update hasn't been released as yet. As far as general self-driving, the car can do pretty much everything that you'd want it to do in Australia now, including Navigator and Autopilot as of I think it was around the 28th of December that update was released in Australia. So Navigate on Autopilot means if you're on a freeway, the Tesla itself can select the lane to be in and take the exits, etc. I don't personally find it to have too much use here in Australia, just for the fact that our freeways aren't quite as complicated in general as the American ones, and from what I've seen, it is very much still learning how to navigate our freeways. So personally I just use the standard autopilot that you get for free. I don't bother with the Navigate Autopilot as yet. I think it's going to be more relevant when more of the self-driving functions are released and when it can actually operate in normal roads as opposed to just on the freeway. So that's probably a great feature that's been released, but not necessarily anything that's kind of helps too much for 2019. The other feature that was released at the end of last year was some extra games, including Stardew Valley, which is a great hit for some people. The other main benefit, or main development I should say, of 2019 that I know of course, was just the way the shares have started heading up in value now. I think as of today their Tesla stock is something like $82 billion total and about almost 500 US per share. So obviously that is now starting to head in the right direction now that obviously the Chinese factory is in production and the German factory is under development. So people that are Tesla stockholders obviously going to benefit out of that, and people that own the cars are benefiting from the fact that all the extra self-driving functions are now kind of in full swing, especially in America, and definitely coming to Australia as well. The other big development is the announcement of the Battery Day. So I think sometime next month in February of 2020 we'll have the Battery Day presentation where they show their new batteries, which should have about double the lifespan of the current batteries, and we would all assume that will go into the Cybertruck production, so they'll have the new technology of battery in the new vehicles also. So I think that's a bit of a recap about where Tesla's at, and as far as Tesla Taxi, we've got cars in almost every state now as part of our group for rentals, and if you wanted to rent in Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne and even Adelaide, pretty much the availability is between good and very good of virtually every model. At this stage there's no Model X available that's permanently based in Adelaide, but we do have one in Victoria that can go across for the longer bookings. So that's probably the big developments with the rental side of things. There's roughly 30 or 40 cars currently in the pool to choose from, and a lot of the owners are happy to do 72-hour bookings at discounted rates. So a lot of people do want that extended test drive, can now get into a Tesla pretty much anywhere at a pretty competitive price. And our network is continuing to grow quite rapidly. I think we just clocked over 650 rental requests for 2019 in the 3 months of our operation from September through to December, and that rate of growth is projected to stay on track all through 2019. So hopefully that people that try our service get to experience the Tesla, and I know that already many have actually proceeded to place orders, so feel like that's a step in the right direction for the transition to renewable transportation in Australia. Tesla-Taxi.com.au if you'd like to rent a car, or if you have a Tesla and you want to rent it out to people to essentially cover its cost. Our pricing's set up so that you should only need to be without the car 2 to 3 days per week for it to be essentially a free car for you the rest of the time. So please stay in touch if you're interested in funding one or several Teslas for yourself, and if you want to try one of these cars out, by all means jump online and make a booking. Thank you very much.